Huh? We are all Richard Allen! Huh? It's the house!
Did you hear what I said?
It's the house! Huh?
Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's the house!
Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
All right, freaks. I was watching the NBA Finals, and I feel that's just so shitty. What happened to, like, the star player for Indiana, you know, you could see just totally ruptured his Achilles tendon. You can see the little pop on it. That's brutal. Like, I guess he hit 3 3-pointers in a row right to start the game, and then that's it. He got injured. Probably might take a year to come back. You know, it's crazy. It's weird how many players. Damian Lillard, the ex-Trailblazer, he tore his Achilles tendon in the playoffs. And then the guy on the Celtics, what the hell's his name? Yeah, I mean, all stars. Every single one of them is a star player. Has ruptured their Achilles tendon in this year's playoffs. I mean, that's just crazy. I bet you haven't had 10 years of playoffs where even one person did that. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. But anyways, we're going to go over some stuff tonight. A long time ago, somebody sent me this guy on Facebook who knows all this crazy, you know, sort of, I'm not sure if it's hacky, you know, like, I don't know, it's sleuthing really is what it is. But he figured out a lot of the different accounts of Koberger and then gave them to the investigators and the family of, I think it was one of the victims, we'll say. No, it has nothing to do with the type of shoe. Let's see. Yeah, ask Cindy though. She's a absolute expert in NBA basketball and shoe styles and ruptured Achilles tendons. She's got it all figured out. She's dialed that all in. You know, if you ever have a question, just go ahead and ask Cindy about it. Let's see. Yeah, it just isn't going to be about their shoe. He hurt his calf, but was probably really what it was is his Achilles tendon inside the calf was sore, and then he ruptured it. Yeah. Same thing with Lillard. He had the same thing. They said, oh, he's got a calf injury. Calf injury. Oh, yeah. No, it was actually his Achilles tendon inside. All right. So here we go. Now let's take a look at the Quora. So there's this Quora account. Some other YouTuber have put it out there as well. But there's this, you know, he was answering questions for people. And this is an account that they actually, you know, this guy verified. He used this I guess he uses the same passwords, etc. I mean, Koberger did. So here it is. And he went by the name of Mastery in here. So we can just go through these in here. He had one that actually had Trump in it. This is way back in, I guess, it has a, let's see, 3 years. I don't know if it has the precise date on it, but obviously before he was arrested. It's probably really close to the time though, right? He joined in 2018. Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. Appreciate it. Alright, so he was answering questions for people. Says, does a mean score of 58.95 for a class of 14 students means a lot scored low? And then Koberger's, well, the interpretation of a mean score of 58.95 is relative to the maximum possible score. If the maximum possible score is 60, then your class excelled. If the maximum possible score was 100, then your class indeed scored poorly. If you're referring to 58.95 as a percent, then let me turn down my music. So loud. I mean, he just goes on, like drones on, trying to like over explain everything. You know, in theory, half of the students scored above and below 58.95, which means that a lot of students scored poorly, half or more. The mean may be taken to be a predictive trend in the data for the purpose of your question, but more information is needed to accurately determine how many students actually scored poorly, standard deviation, distribution, etc. You know, he just wants everybody to think he's the smartest one in the room. And then it's down here, in a 40-item test, Josie got a score of 28, which is the third quartile. What does it mean? Firstly, I must determine if your question relates to whether the score 28 out of 40 itself lies in the third quartile. It does, or if the variable in question, Josie ranking in comparison to other test takers, this is unclear. I mean, look at these long explanations he puts in here. I mean, isn't that crazy? Look at that. I mean, just on and on and on and on a simple little question like that. Let's say I take an IQ test and score 90 before being diagnosed with ADHD and an anxiety disorder. After treatment, I score 120. Could one say that treatment has made me smarter? And he said, again, look at these long, drawn out answers. Let's see what it sounds like if we play it by this guy.
In short, this means that Josie's score lies either slightly or modestly above the average score obtained by standardized test takers. The average lies exactly at the 50th percentile.
I don't think that's the one I was trying to do. It was this one. I don't know.
Follow.
Skip it all around.
Autodidact, 1 and 3Y.
Forget it. Not sure what it's doing there. Let's say, okay, I don't really want to read this one. It says, I'm 13 with severe depression. I cannot concentrate in class. I've been thinking about getting antidepressants. Should I? Severe depression is not a condition, though major depressive disorder is. This wording of your question makes me infer that you have yet to see a psychologist regarding your symptoms. Firstly, I mean, again, look at that. Just goes on and on and on and on. Every one of these things is like a a novel here. How can I pass a urine test in 3 days? I use wax and marijuana daily. Do not be fooled. You will not pass this urine test in 3 days if you utilize marijuana, wax, flowers, or on a daily basis. While theoretically THC metabolites stay in urine for approximately 3 to 30 days, your usage would denote the later time frame. With this frequency, THC, goes on and on again. I mean, we'll get to the Trump portion here in a second. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I can put this link in the description. You guys can go out and read, not in the description, in the chat here, and at your. Guess what? It doesn't fit. Well, I bet it would if I removed. No, I think that's got to all be there. Wow, that's crazy. I'll just put it in the description or comments after the video. Let's see down here. It says, is it true that Donald Trump had the highest IQ of any president in U.S. history? Kober wrote, no. For one, Trump never took an IQ test. In fact, he refused to, yet still inferred that he was a genius. While Trump certainly has strength, his verbal ability, perspective, memory, and general knowledge, which are mutually reinforcing, did not manifest or display as a strength during his presidency. I would guess that his scores are different IQ subtests would balance out to an average FSIQ. There is a phenomenon known as the dummy Kruger effect, where individuals who are around the average IQ range overestimate their IQ. This may explain Mr. Trump's view on his own IQ. or yourself, right, Brian? Don't conflate IQ with the full spectrum of intelligence. An IQ test measures an IQ, whereas other gifts refer to Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, such as bodily, kinesthetic, or music intelligences exists apart from the IQ construct. Incidentally, one could think of many different types of ability that one may be exceptional in. Hey, thanks, Diedrich Ambrol. Haven't seen you in a while. Clearly, Trump has been good at social engineering and getting what he wanted throughout his life. If you wanted to make the argument that other things besides IQ make Trump exceptional, you may be able to find evidence to support this argument. But as far as IQ goes, the evidence of profound giftedness is not there. How do you know, man? You're see, there you go. Okay, now I really want him to get the death penalty, man. I'm just kidding. I don't give a shit that he obviously doesn't like the guy. Just makes him less likable on my part. See, that's all it is, Gray. You're being mean to Koberger because of his comments on Trump. What do you mean? I just found out about this just now. Ah, jeez, Jet Set, you sound like a lunatic. Look at that idiot. Some idiot showed up in here and said, I won't listen to anything about Donald Trump. He's godless and lawless. God, what a loser. Get the hell out of here. Jesus Christ. What does that have to do with anything that we just said? This guy was bashing him, for God's sakes. You should have been clapping like you wanted to. Like a wounded seal. Anyways, I'll put this in the comments section. You can go watch it or read it later if you want to feel like you want to go through all that. All right. But hey, you guys, here we are in a live stream again. If you want to help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, feel free to do so. I think tonight we'll do the the spin for the notebook. I don't know if I have any pens left, but it comes with a pen. So we're going to go ahead and put, for every 5 you send in, you get a pie wedge. So we've got Alley Cake and Deidre Gambrel. Make sure to also, comment in your super chat so we, can talk about what you want to talk about. Yeah, Koberger apparently was answering questions on Quora. He wanted to display his genius. Huh? Right. I mean, what a stupid time for some idiot to come in here and bitch about somebody mentioning Trump in a conversation that Koberger had, for God's sakes. I mean, what a loser. You come in here and you get that. See, that makes you a Karen, okay? That's what Karens do. I mean, literally, I was reading something that Koberger said, and you came in here and cried like a little baby. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, those were Koberger posts. All right. I mean, have you guys ever seen anything like it? Well, I guess we do every day with the cancel culture nut jobs. Yeah. Right. It's hard to even take you guys seriously. You're just so ludicrous, Embarrassing. Yeah. Oh, really? He attacked Iran? You're kidding me, Beastride. None of us knew. Thank you for letting us know. Wow. Wow. Look at it. Hey, everybody. He's getting a lot of heat because of his recent events in Iran. What a really uniquely interesting conversation. Thank you for providing the information to everybody. None of us knew, and thank you. Hey, all right. Look at Alley Cake. Just did a membership to Kimberly J. Very cool. I'll tell you right now, my opinion on the attack in Iran was absolutely incredible and exactly what should have been done, and it should have been done a long time ago by multiple other presidents. You cannot allow a psycho regime like Iran to, if I said Iraq, I accidentally said that, but Iran, they are lunatics. Okay, the people who run the country are lunatics, religious lunatics who chant death to America, death to Israel, and were feverishly working on getting a nuclear weapon and had already enriched their uranium to 60%, which is not needed for electricity. They just kept going more and more and more, and they were pushing for it. And they took out the nuclear facilities. If you're somebody out there that is bitching and moaning because your president didn't do it, then screw you, okay? This is the right thing to do, and everybody should have been doing it, and it was right, okay? You took the ability for a psychopath regime getting a nuclear weapon off the table. All right, now if they have one snuck to them some other way, can't do anything about it, but they're the ones that would use it. All right? My God, people, wake up. Thanks, Alley Cake. It's just unbelievable. And Israel, by the way, they only attack weapons and military. When Iran fires in there, they just randomly shoot the weapons in, and it hits anybody, it's okay. A building, an apartment, a hospital, whatever. And then the United States goes in and they take out the nuclear facilities. They didn't attack any other, military targets somewhere else, etc. They took out the nuclear facilities. Does anybody have a problem with that? I mean, honestly, is there somebody in here that has a problem with the United States taking out the nuclear capabilities of Iran? And if you do, then your brain is malfunctioned tremendously. That's not cool, Gray, just because I have a different opinion. Oh, God. It's embarrassing. If Biden had taken him out, oh, God, you know what? He's a hero, man. And you know what's crazy? If Biden had taken out the nuclear reactors, the Republicans would have said, I'm glad you did it. Good job. See, they're different. They're not monolithic. That's why they have arguing inside their own group. You know, it's just crazy. That's why I kind of like Fetterman a little bit now. Fetterman's cool because he's rational. He's a rational-minded person. If Fetterman was ever president, I wouldn't be nervous. He wouldn't make me nervous at all. He's like exactly what the Democratic Party needs, is somebody who just, you know, for a while he seemed like he was crazy, but that was just because of the stroke that he had. He seems somewhat normal now. He thinks logically and thinks things are weird that are weird. You know, he's a little bit weird himself, of course. You know, wearing sweatpants to the Senate, but yeah. But anyways, if you guys are out there, if you could please help support the channel tonight, I'd really appreciate it. We kind of struggled yesterday, struggled on the show that I did earlier today, and I'd like to try to get back on track if that's at all possible. So if you guys are out there and you have the ability to, that would be fantastic. All right, anyways, let me get back to this. Now I want to take a look at that video. Remember the video we just found not too long ago? But now it's sort of interesting if you think about the DoorDash driver. The camera guy right here. No, he's not brain damaged anymore. I mean, it was just affected. Now he thinks normally. Another person. I mean, this whole video is sweet right here, right? So this is right at right back there. That was you've seen it on when I'm walking around, but that's the Lanta Drive and Taylor Avenue right there. And then I literally, for some reason, way back when, turned the camera over there, and it shows you exactly, like right there. That's 1122 King Road right there. And this is right when the camera on 1112 King Road picks it up right now. That's it right there, see? So 1112 King Road picks up this vehicle as it's driving by right now. No, I didn't. Are you kidding me? You're an idiot, 7414. Last night was terrible. We made $80 total for the entire night. Okay, you're a fool, all right? Wrong show. Yeah, now imagine if I made $80 times 30, that's $2,400. How would I be able to donate $5,000 at the end of the month? Anybody figure that out yet? What an idiot. All right. And that's before YouTube even took its portion. So I got creamed last night. So if you guys are out here, please help support the channel. I noticed, again, after I said it, absolutely 0 people heard what I said and did anything about it. All right, so when the car is driving around the corner right here, you can see 1112 King Road right there. And so at night, you can still see all of these areas. So when the DoorDash driver was pulled in, I think on that one, let's see, when it was 3:59 and I think it was 22 seconds. Let's look at the time frame right here. 3:59, I guess it's 3:58:23. It turns north on the King Road, and at 3:59:04 the headlights are seen on 1119 King Road. So that means it's right exactly where I have it in the video. See, right now while it's driving, right here is 3:59:04. All right, so he can look over there still, and he's looking. He's kind of probably driving slower because he saw that DoorDash driver, and then he's about right here, and he can see right into the parking area. It's right there. So any light that's on down in that area, he could see. See, he's driving up here, and even right there, he's probably going really slow because right there, you can literally see the car in the parking lot. See? I mean, you can see it right there. And he comes up here, and I think right here did a U-turn. All right, this time when in this video that I have here that a lot of people haven't seen, but I found it like about it was in my folder. I didn't realize I had it, but it was so great to see. This is the same route that he would take after he would do each one of his passes, and he would drive back here. Now, when I get to the bottom of Ridge Road here where the camera is, not Ridge Road, what the hell's the name of this one? I do drive by the Ridge Road camera, however, let's see, what the hell is this one? Yeah, Paradise Drive right there. So it's going to go to Paradise Drive. This, I think we're heading down it right now, heading down Willanta Drive, and that's Paradise Drive there. Now that yellow building right here, that's this one right here. It's right there, and that's the house right there that has all the camera on it that kept recording the vehicle doing its looping, etc. Like every time it would come around, it would be filmed on that camera. Hey, thanks M10. At least somebody heard. Appreciate it. Very kind, very kind. All right, now on some of the passes, it came around and went this direction one time, and then on other ones, it literally did a U-turn right here and came back up that way. Now I go like this. I drive around like this here because I was just going around on the loop that's available, and the car never went that way once. It came this way one time, but it never went this direction the way I'm going. All right, so I'm taking a left. That's the camera there that filmed on Paradise Drive. I think it's 451 if I remember correctly. So I'm going backwards here. But there was another time when his vehicle came up this direction towards us. You know, I mean, basically if I played it backwards, it would kind of resemble it. Now this right here is the, I think 1127, I think, let me just make sure. 1127 Ridge Road. I'm going to be going back out there at some point. Hey, did they find the sheath? I mean, the knife? I didn't think so. At least they tried, Grant. You didn't. Oh, 1125 Ridge Road, right there. So it's 1125 Ridge Road. Is that, I guess there's that one. Where's the other circle? Oh yeah, that's the truck. Oh, right there. All right, I just want to put those back on the scene. All right, so just now I'm driving around. I went just like this. I came down here. Does this make sense to you guys? I just came down here and took a left, drove around like that. No, it was done. Well, it was done for just publicity reasons. There was they didn't think they were going to find it or anything like that. So down here, took a left, drove around, and this is the another very key building right here. This is the Ridge Road 1125 that took the shot of the Elantra as it originally came into the area. And then around 401, it came down like this and then went this direction. And that's the time they got the amazing footage of the front license plate being missing. All right? That's a big deal. That was a huge shot they got on that. All right. So I'm going to show you the way I went, though. I went backwards. All right. So at 401, the vehicle came around like this, and these idiots out there claiming that that house over there doesn't have a surveillance camera on it, where it's just painfully obvious it does, because law enforcement said that there's 2 cameras on that building. So when you got YouTubers out there telling you that there aren't cameras on it, it's like, what planet are you from? You think law enforcement just pretended that there were 2 cameras on there? They're going to go to court with some fake video that doesn't really exist on there? Those are going to be moving videos, okay? And they're going to show you the wide shot, and you're going to see exactly where it is. All right, so this, you could also look at this right here. Now we're on Taylor Avenue. And that's right here. So when the vehicle came in originally at like 328, it came in, drove like this, and then it made it up onto Taylor Avenue, and that's where we're at now in the video. And we'll be driving by Linda Lane here in a moment. I think it's just after this turn, I think. I think it's right there. Boom. Linda Lane's right on the left. I think if we even, I wonder if it'll say it. Yeah, I can actually see Linda right there. So that's Linda Lane, and that's the second camera to, or the third, well, I mean, if we want to be technical, I'll just say when it came up into this general area, it's the first one to pick it up into here, although Ridge Road picks it up also, but when it kind of stays around back here, this Linda Lane, 1320 Linda Lane camera is the first to pick it up. And this is what it would have been like, except it would be dark outside. Just like this. Came in. You guys have seen my videos. It's amazing how few people saw that video that I made recently with the new footage and the old footage and me driving around. They just, I don't know, man. It's unbelievable. Like even right now, there's only 191 people in here. That's pretty ludicrous, right? So here comes the vehicle coming around the back. Very steep back here, but this is just exactly how it went. Right around behind 500 Queen Road. And then now this is a really good shot of this. See that building way back there? That is 112. What is it? Let me put it in. I think 1129, if I remember right. No, 1127. That's where I got the 27 from earlier. Yeah, so it's the headlights are on 1127, and then 1119 King Road is the other one. So looking at it from here, right now in this video, we are driving right back here, and you're seeing the top of that building right there. This is 1119, and that's where you can see the white Elantra driving by on this camera right through there as it's driving on Elantra Drive. And look, there's the top of that building right there. See that? And that's 1119 right over there. And now, see how high that one is over here? So that means that when the vehicle comes around this corner, the headlights can hit that building. And that shows up on the 1112 King Road camera. And I think what that means is, I don't think that camera is motion activated. I think it just kept filming, it seems like anyways. That might not be true. Maybe it picked up the motion of the lights in the background and then it started recording. Don't know. Yeah, I shared it on big Facebook groups. Sharing on your own Facebook page doesn't do much. You got to share in groups or something. But here's this place to park, but I think he would have parked just to the right of that. Now, it's weird. When I made the last video, you got a lot of people going, Gray, you changed your mind. You said he parked. And I go, no. On pass number 3, he parked down, I think he parked maybe down closer to the parking area in front of the house, right? Because that's where the DoorDash driver saw him. So how else would that happen? The DoorDash driver didn't drive back here and park. I mean, if that is the case, that'll be shocking. I mean, it'd be absolutely shocking to me if the DoorDash driver drove all the way back here and parked. And then he just happened to be right there. Huh? Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, anybody sharing it anywhere is great, but yeah, and I'm trying to get it where, you know, I can get people in here. I mean, it's weird how tough it is these days. There's just way too many true crime people out there just putting out absolute garbage, but that's more entertaining, so people watch that. You know, they have these guests on, and they all just do the same pontificating over, oh, he's got a kill kit, he's got this. It's the same story every time, and they don't know the case. Just like on Law and Crime the other day, you had this guy who was bashing the DoorDash driver, saying, you know, why didn't she come forward earlier instead of in this body camera footage? And it's just like, that's such a stupid comment, you know. It's almost embarrassing. Well, it is embarrassing. It's like you don't know anything about the case itself, because she came forward at the very beginning and told everybody who she was. All right? I mean, she told law enforcement who she was. She's actually the one who called in herself. All right? They already know it. And then even in the video itself, she says she's got to testify next year. So doesn't that mean that she's already come forward? I mean, what kind of a brain came up with that logic? It's the same logic that pro-burgers use. They just sort of, you know, say whatever they want to say, and the logic just isn't there, you know? It's wild stuff. See, Gray, that's why they don't like you. They should be able to think what they want. You can think whatever the hell you want, but I'm going to call you out on it. You know, do whatever you want. It's crazy. All right. This is what I want to do in here, you guys. I want to listen to this audio, and anytime we hear a car of any kind, we mark down on here, and this is, you know, we don't need to, I mean, 328's early, because that's about when it's passing the A and W, right? But anytime we hear a car, we mark it down. And then after we're done listening to and I'll skip it past different points because there's time, you know, that the car isn't even in the area, right? So what we'll do is we'll mark it down, and then we're going to compare it to the timeline I have, and then we'll be able to hopefully figure out what time frames do we actually, where's the vehicle when we can hear it, all right? Right. So I'll say it again, everybody. If you're out there, if you could please help support the channel. We're just absolutely getting crushed at the end of this month, and we've got to be able to give at least $2,000 to get to $250,000 that the channel has given from its own income since January of 2020 at the end of the month. So if you guys are out there, if you feel like I do a good job, I would appreciate it. I don't have any other way to make income on the live streams, all right? There is no ad revenue to speak of. All right, here we go. And don't ask like what each of these little sounds and knocks are. Nobody knows. They're just people living there. They're sounds that occur on the camera, okay? I'm actually just going to move it to right around there. Let's see, 29, 48 is when it passes Linda Lane. So that's about the earliest you'd ever hear it. All right, so we'll have that in there. Hey, thanks a lot, Joseph Brennan. Yes, it's the 1330 Linda Lane camera. We've only gone over this footage 1,000 times. Okay, let's go. It says it right there. Linda Lane, 1330. See, I think you can hear a car here, right? I mean, you guys hear that in the background? Let me turn off the music here. You can hear a car, right? Hey, Cindy, just go back, rewind, listen in. All right, so here we go. We're going to rewind it a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the... So I think you can definitely hear a car at some right in this time frame. So I'm going to put a marker there. Yeah, like right there. Come on. Oh, it's down. Jesus. Yeah. So can I remove that? They changed the way their markers work. If I click on this one. Alright, there we go. I wanted that one. I'm not sure what these... So anyways, that's in a good spot. Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. And that's interesting, right? Now keep let's just listen. M10 is joining the alley cake wave. You guys notice that, do you? See how she tried to start a wave there? That'd be great. Thanks. And so you notice up here, you can actually see the headlights coming. But you don't really dramatically start hearing the car or anything. It's weird, right? So you see the headlights. Let me just make it like that, really. That's all you need to see here is about this much. All right. So that means you can hear a car right around this time frame. Boom, right there. Okay. Then we keep going. By the way, in your head, just picture how that vehicle sounded. Cindy, we can all hear, man. We can all hear, Cindy. My God. You don't have to type every thought that pops into your head. All right, let's see. I don't hear anything. We are listening for cars, Cindy. What are you doing, Cindy? You're doing it again. God, you're just like a mosquito buzzing around. We are listening to for vehicles, you guys. What is your issue in the chat, Cindy? What is wrong with you? What's going on? Yes, we are listening for the vehicle sounds. Okay, now you can tell when the vehicle's coming back there because you can hear the vehicle and you can hear the crunching of the little pebbles underneath the tires, etc. I just don't know what the confusion is. I don't think I could have made it clearer. Maybe this girl could. See, like, oh shit. See, when I'm listening to that, what if I just want to get rid of one marker? I didn't mean to put that in there. I mean, it seems like there might be a sound of a vehicle in the background. You just can't hear it. I mean, it's like a really faint, like, you know, but I'm trying to get the ones that you can hear really well. Like, you know, it's right there, you can hear something. I hear something. All right, that's one. Oh, weird. What the heck is that? Now, clear selected marker. There we go. Yeah, so that's a car right there. Thank you, Deidre. Let me try to speed it up. There's one. Okay, that's actually another sound of a vehicle. Okay. What if I speed it up? Let me hear what these last two sounded like sped up, and maybe we can do that. Yeah. You can hear it. It's sped up double. Because I can hear a car in there. See, I think that was a car too. It was a car that we could hear, right? You hear that right there? Just right there. Let's listen. See, just right there. There's at least, you know, wherever it is, I don't know. But that's a vehicle that we could hear. It sounded like a U-turn. Come on, Jenna. Jesus. Alright, let's listen. Here we go. Oh, come on. Hey, that sounded like a U-turn. You can't tell that from the audio there. That's just you wanting it to sound like something. And Juju Beans, I agree. She didn't even hear it herself. Yeah, it's just a sound here. Look, okay, here we go. Right here, look at it. It just sounds like a little bit of vehicle that you can hear somewhere else. Okay, it's not a U-turn. It didn't, Juju Bean. It didn't, Juju Bean. You're incorrect. All right, here we go. I grew up with. Hey, you know, I'm a paralegal, so I know everything in here. Oh, God, geez, give me a break. Yeah, he came out at me right here when I was standing right there. That same camera, yeah. You are incorrect, Juju. Hey, that's what it's doing, a U-turn. You know what I think, though? I don't think you're hearing it quite right. I think he was doing a U-turn and he was sticking his head out the window. I could tell by the acoustics of the way the wind was hitting the shield as it was making its U-turn. All right, let's see. All we're trying to do here is just listen to car sounds, not get your interpretation of what the car is doing. All right. Now let's see. And I know that because my cousin's aunt's best friend was a paralegal, everybody. I've got it nailed. Alright, there's another one. Now it's coming back here, obviously. You can hear the vehicle too. Okay, I'm going to play at double speed. Alright, you guys, we're going to need some more support for the channel tonight. We're actually only at a third of a goal, not even a third, a quarter of a goal, so if you guys could please help support the channel to keep us going for the month. We're just kind of in a... Alright. Let's see if we can try to reach the goal tonight. That'd be great. We only had like 3 people actually help the channel tonight. I'm sure there's other people out there that have the ability to help support the channel. Ah, Jesus, cat for animals. What time was the first ping on Cobra's phone in the area? There wasn't one. He turned it off. 4:20 and 47 or 4:48. He turned it on near Blaine. Okay, there you go. That sort of sound like maybe a car sound there. I don't know, what do you think? That's one. That's definitely a car. We got Paulette and Isa Valenzuela for coffees. That's one. That's pretty close to here too. It's like right over there. Probably in the parking spot to the right over there. No, it wasn't. It was just driving. Wait, what was that? What the hell was that? I mean, that sounds like a car, doesn't it? Let's see, right in here. I don't know, does that sound like one? Or I didn't ask if there's any hollers or any other sounds, Cindy. I said that there's people that live there, they make sounds, etc. I only want to hear when a vehicle is heard. That's it. I said that plainly as day at the beginning. There's all kinds of different people talking and shutting doors and different little sounds. It has nothing to do with 1122 King Road or anything like that.
What is it? Oh, that's it.
Oh my God, there's somebody talking! Oh, it's gotta be the killer!
Yeah. What is this news here?
I'm speeding it up now. I don't know if that was a sound or not. There looked like there was a car sound right there. Yep, that's one. Thanks, Tamran127. That's obviously a sound, wouldn't you agree? That actually sounds like the same as the first one. Coming from the right, maybe, and heading from the left. You guys are behind me like 25 seconds or so. But we need about 20, probably 25 more channel memberships to reach the goal where I donate 5 myself. So, I don't know if you guys can get there on your own, or we're missing the people that help get us there. Thanks, Sandy, for the coffee. I'm going to speed it up again. And that's including the previous show, Alley Cake. That's how bad it is, yet again. But I'm having a good time regardless. Why do we keep talking about the hollering? I don't give a shit that there's people talking in the background. It's an apartment complex with people partying. All right, here's another one right here. We've already said that. All right, here it is. So that's one again, and it sounds similar to the first one. Hey, thanks, Michelle H. 23 months. Man, you guys are crazy. Yeah, there's people living in the area. It has nothing to do with it. Oh man, every time I see these coloring, I'm thinking, oh, we got a new member. Oh, we're not. I'm trying to get to the goal. We're not getting close, you guys. Please help support the channel, please. Okay, that sounds like a car. All right, let's see. Rewind it a little. Let me hit save really quick. There we go. And that sounds like another one. Does that continue? There's more cars in here. It's not him, Cindy. Can you just stop, please? Yeah, I'll let you know when we're hearing something, okay, you guys? I don't need the random the hey, the DoorDash. Look at the DoorDash will be probably somewhere around like 3:56 or 7 or so, and I'll let you know if I hear it, okay? So that sounds like another vehicle right there again. A lot of activity going on, vehicle-wise. Hey DM, how's it going? That's amazing how much activity there is right around this time frame, driving around. Okay, so you can still hear car. Now that's a car at 3:55:44. Now that, sort of getting into that time frame where she could have already been coming in. See that? That could actually be her on Taylor Avenue at 3:56. Thanks, Michelle H. So what do I need to do? What kind of a better show do I need to put on for you guys to help support the channel like we've always done for 5 years? We fell into another rut. We started to pick it up. We were doing pretty well, and now we're collapsing, heading into the end of the month. So if you're out there, if you could please help support the channel, think of it like you went to Starbucks and you bought a coffee, and I'm giving you 3 hours worth of great coffee. Wouldn't that be amazing to get a tip on something like that? So you can even hear a car at that time right there, driving. I hear the little hum of the engine, so I'm going to put that there. Thanks, Michelle H. Alright, so check it out. This is actually the vehicle again, right here. So here we go. Hey, thanks so much, Suzef, or Suzef. Thank you. And Michelle H. And before that, we had Cheryl, 23 months. Michelle H, 23 months. They tie. And Tam Ran, 127. Oh, and there's Deidre Gambrel again. Thank you, guys. All right. So now we just got to the 50% mark. Very cool, very cool. But notice the sound of the vehicle making each loop. See, there's the Proburgers think that that's a different vehicle each time it comes around. Oh, well, that's a different one. It's not the same one each time. It sounds exactly the same every single time. Notice how you can hear that little hum of it, like even when it's away from the camera. I mean, this is crazy because doesn't that work pretty well, you guys? That's why I'm doing this. Can you see on the screen these little green dots or markers, whatever? Those are the times. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how that matches up with the actual timeline that we already have that law enforcement put out. And then how does it fit in with the DoorDash driver? And now she was parked the way she worded it. It's of course, it's possible that she worded it differently than reality. When she said, "I parked right next to him," she said. That means he's already parked when she parked right next to him. So I guess in this case, but she could have said, I mean, just said it that way. Hey, we parked right next to him. Didn't really. Naturally, that's what you would say if you park next to somebody else. If they park next to you, you'd say he parked next to me. And so if she did get there at the 3:56 time frame, she should already be in that parking lot right now as his car's looping around, and that would mean that he parked next to her. So that actually almost seems more likely than the way she worded it. But either way, it's still during that same time frame. Well, that's a car, right? See, I just keep hearing cars and cars and cars. I guess this is the Elantra convention. Hey, thanks, Michelle H. This must be that Elantra convention we were talking about. Specifically, the lime green Elantra. Let's go back to like right in this time frame. Can you hear anything? See, it feels like I hear something, but I don't know if that's a car or not. No. No, Joanne. Could it be that he parked there while she was delivering? And the answer is no. Yeah. She marked that she delivered it at 3:59, and he already left. He was already gone at 3:58. Like 3:58:23. He's passing 1112 King Road. So that means she was parked there before he drove by. That's why, you know, like she's saying she parked next to him is like threading a needle. But if she's already parked there and he drove up, and that makes a hell of a lot more sense, doesn't it? And I'm just saying. She does say parked right next to him. She could have said quietly under her breath that we couldn't hear, I was parked right next to him. You know, and see, then it's sort of ambiguous at that point. So maybe, I think she was already parked. I think she came in at like 3:57. She was parked there, and then he pulls up next to her when he makes his loop, and then he drives away, and then she delivers, and I think that's how it went down. I don't think that he was already parked, and then she pulled up. You know, now that I sort of think about it, either way, it's really close, right? So Koberger's already left. All right, so based on, well, let's just go over all at the end, okay? We're just listening for sound now. Right, Cindy? All right, and there's the DoorDash sound. That's the, I think that's the DoorDash. Now, I don't know if it is her key fob, but it sure feels like it. Like it's exactly the time frame that you would think. Let's see. Hey, per your theory, Gray, parking closer down the road gave BK cover between the car and house to change out of the coverall spot on. No, spot on. Parking up top would have meant more exposure. Yeah, I mean, like you could see, you know, and plus it sort of blocks him in up there too. I'm just not sure. I mean, I know that, I think on some of the passes he would stop back and look into Madison Mogan's room. On this last one, check it out. Doesn't it, now it makes sense. Here, watch this. I'm just saying, let's just do this for a second. I mean, it's weird how just rethinking things changes things. So let's say the DoorDash, you know that sound that we were just hearing around 3:56? The DoorDash, watch this. I like having these bigger things. It's cool. Let me get this off of here. Thank you so much, Wisdom. But look, it comes around like this, right? The DoorDash at 3:56 and parks. Now watch the logic in this. Then Koberger comes in like right around almost 3:57. He sees that car there a little bit. Like lights are on. Then he comes around like this, and then this time, instead of stopping here and looking, he goes down here to see what the hell's going on and parks right there, right next to the DoorDash driver. Then he takes off like this, and then the DoorDash driver waits for a little bit and then goes in and delivers either in the back or in the front. I think it's the GPS coordinates make more sense in the back, but we don't absolutely know the answer to that. What do you think of that? All right, here we go. See, and those are the 3 beeps. Let me make sure I got those at the right 51. Yeah, 51. There you go. Now we should hear a beep again at 4 o'clock and 27 seconds. See if you can hear a car. 4 o'clock and 27 should be the next key fob. Yeah. The next one's 28 seconds. So that'd be like her going back to the, I mean, it's crazy, right? I mean, it's so perfect. You go, ding, ding, you walk over to the house, come back, and on your way, you hit the button again. It's not like you're in your car when the beep sound happens. So you would probably picture her getting to the car at like 4 o'clock and 35 seconds or so, right? Something like that. Yeah, I got my own thing. I'm doing Go Beaches. All right. Let's see. I looked at a bunch of photos. I don't think it was possible to drive around back. No, you're wrong, Wisdom. You're wrong, okay? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Looks like rocks and sand pile. What do you mean drive around the back? What do you mean by that? I looked a bunch of photos. I don't think it was possible to drive around back. Looks like rocks and sand piles over that area, so DoorDash had to be in front. Oh, you mean the house. I thought you were talking around back here. Yeah, you can't drive. You can drive around. You can park back there. You just have to go down the hill. I didn't know what you were talking about. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I thought you were talking about going back around here. This is the only time you can drive around. Yeah, I mean, you can drive around back there. I mean, I can show you on my... here, well, look. See, let me go back over here. Let me go to the end. It's easier. See back there? Like you drive back and park here. And then you would just walk down the hill to the patio right there. See that right there? So you drive around and park here and then go down the hill. And then right there, that's actually the patio down there, that little white looking area. See that? So you're coming back from behind here and you could drive up that way too. And park back there. It just doesn't, there's no continuation or anything like that. Is that what you're referring to? All right, so let's keep listening. Now here's the interesting thing. If she drives by this way, and the sound that we heard when the car came in, we should be able to hear her drive by here when she's leaving. Now, she could have driven up this way, and maybe we can't hear her, but, you know, you'd have to almost live up here to drive up there. You know, this is sealed off. You know, you can make your way over there. It just wouldn't make sense. Seems like you'd come back the way you came. So, I mean, I guess a trial, we might find out that she drove in from the back way, came in, and left the back way. I guess we don't know. Yeah, your cars do beep when they unlock too. Very common. I looked it up. All right, so, you know, a lot of people don't want it to be that way because it doesn't fit their story or something, but it just is what it is. Well, I mean, when you say can't drive back towards a patio, well, of course you can't. I mean, but the DoorDash driver could drive around like this and park and then go down the hill and deliver it. I just don't think that that's very likely at all. I mean, don't you think that the DoorDash driver merely pulled right up, you know, I would say probably about where I have it, maybe even a little bit more over here, and just parked the car, got out, maybe went around the back. But that's, you know, it's really sort of irrelevant, to be honest with you. If she went around the back or went to the front, you know, the Xana still went to the kitchen regardless with the bag. So whether she opened it up, etc., we don't know. But, you know, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Yeah, it would be kind of stupid. You could park it back there, especially she says she's got arthritis and things like that. I just can't imagine her trying to hike down a hill that's like 35 degrees angle in the woods at night, dark. That just seems stupid. If you parked in the front, it's easy just to walk around to the back. We see it in the Kaylee Gonzalez video when the officer walks up there. You know, the one where it's the noise complaint and the officer walks up there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's crazy, Wisdom. See, let me just tell you this. The pro-burgers do not know the case. They've been mired in their just the cesspool of inaccuracy with their the merry band of nut jobs like the clown, the UK guy. They don't ever look at the reality of anything. They just try every day to find some other story to talk about that is unrelated to the case, but they tie it together somehow. So when you talk to them, they don't know how to spell the victims' names. They don't know how to say the actual Kohlberger's name. They say Kohlberger with a K-O-H-L. They just don't know the simple layout. Like I'm always stunned, even to this day, when people come over to my channel and they watch and they go, "Oh wow, I didn't know it went like that." And I always just think to myself, man, I've been doing these videos for like almost 3 years, and I've shown the same thing for 3 years, and people always go, "Gray, why do you keep showing that same kind of that thing there?" That's why, right there. Because every time somebody sees the reality, it seems to wake something up in their brain that had got lost while watching the clown and the UK guy. And all the other ones. I mean, it's just Embry, for example. What a just dipshit. All right, let's see. All right, that's a car right there. Now, is that that could easily, well, you know what? That is Kohlberger. Boom. That's amazing. Oh, that's so sweet. That's awesome. And don't forget to help support the channel, you guys. What are we at now? We need another, I don't know, 12 or 13 channel members. 12 now with Walker. Thank you. Maybe 13, I don't know. My math isn't very good right now. Yeah, that's a car, right? I mean, that sounds like a vehicle back there. Let me hit save. Ah, doesn't it feel good when you hit save after you forgot for an hour? And Walker said, "So do we think he sat behind the house and patiently waited for DoorDash to leave?" No. Nope. He wasn't there. She parked next to him. I'll show you here in a minute. We'll try to go through with these little markers. I want to see which ones match the timeline. So when he came around, well, I'll show you that part right now, okay? Just to answer your question, since you sent in a super chat here. If you're right here at 3:56:56, the vehicle comes around right there in the video here, right? And then at 3:57:27, the headlights hit the top of 1127. That means it's coming around the back. It's right up here. So 3:56:56 right there. Then 3:57:27, the headlights hit the top of this building. Then at 3:58:23, it's leaving. So that means it was only there for 56 seconds total. After it turned, turned right here, it probably parked, and it turned and then parked like 10 or 12, 15 seconds later, and then it sat somewhere for 30 seconds, and then it took off, and it was left before the DoorDash driver delivered the meal. All right, so he just was there for a short amount of time. I actually think that she was already there. She didn't park next to the door. Like, he wasn't there and she parked next to him. I think she worded it incorrectly, and you would naturally might say it that way, but just it seems more likely that she was already there when Kohberger drove by, came around, parked for 30 seconds, and drove away. He stopped for 30 seconds, basically on 2 of the first 3 passes, but one of them, the first pass, he stopped for over a minute. And where he parked, I don't know, but I would imagine maybe further back, looking into Madison Mogen's bedroom. And then the third pass, he stops closer to the parking area because he noticed that there was a new vehicle there when he drove by, and that would be the DoorDash driver. So there you go. I think that makes more sense. A lot of sound coming up here. I can see the wave down there. I don't know what that is. Speeding it up. That sounds like the low hum of an engine, but good night, MAGA Mama. Have a great evening, MAGA Mama. Speeding it up. Hold on. Wait, what's that? Somebody's cell phone. Kohberger's not at the house currently. He's driving around still. He's on that loop that he did where his front license plate got filmed. He's way back on Paradise Drive area, something like that. That's too bad this camera had all that crazy background sound. See, this, I'm hoping, we don't know, but this could prove my theory of the DoorDash driver still sitting there when Kohberger came by on the first portion of pass number 4. All right, and don't forget to help support the incredible Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel. The only channel covering the Idaho 4 case that uses logic and reason and not sensationalism. All right, thank you. Okay, that sounded like a car. We could hear a car there. All right. Let's put a pin. Could you hear that sound in the background? Yeah. I think this is going to be really interesting, man. Hopefully you guys stay around, because we're going to take a look at this. I just kind of came up with this earlier. I was like, wow. Okay, that's another car sound, but that's him. So here he comes, look. So you can definitely hear it, so that's, I'll just put it there. And this time you hear it because he's moving quicker. And this is when it does its 3-point turn. You know, the one that Juju can hear and tell you that it's spun on its back right wheel. And I'm still waiting for the, hey, if everybody could help support the channel moment, that'd be great. There it goes. That's the same exact type of window the Elantras have. You can tell that's a white vehicle. You can't, Gray, it's lime green. That's a lime green vehicle, Gray. Really? Well, the lime green car that you say is lime green lived in the complex. Can you tell me why the lime green car drove around inside of its own complex for 45 minutes? Well, Gray, maybe he was just practicing. Go. Right, here it goes. Now he's doing a 3-point turn, and he's going back the way he came. It would be. If we just had one more wave, we'd probably, well, I don't know. We're not really, even if you combine the previous show and this show, we're still not even at the lowest end goal where I don't donate, but at least, you know, it's just crazy. It's thanks, Dixie Hippie. I think we need 8 more channel memberships, and then I'll donate 5 memberships, even though that's not even the number, but I just feel like I'm gonna kick in. I mean, you know the stupidest logic I heard on one of these videos? You know, you know the pumpkins that were on, they're orange, right? But they appeared whitish on the camera as they're sitting on the 11-12 camera. And he goes, see? So how could it be a white Elantra? Well, that doesn't answer, that doesn't say anything. I mean, what do you mean, how can it be a white Elantra? DoorDash had 4 administrative tasks to back in the car after they drop off a delivery. To back in the car. Estimated time to complete these tasks is 45 seconds. What do you mean it had 4 administrative tasks to do back in the car? Oh, after they drop off a delivery. Yeah, and also, you know, if you don't have anything to do, you might just sit there, you know? How can an orange pumpkin be, look at this stupid logic right here. How can an orange pumpkin look white and a white car look white? That's impossible. It's called night vision, you guys. Hey, welcome, Ron Hendricks. It's weird because right now, I mean, I'm not sure where Juju is, but she should be able to hear the 3-point turn back there because the vehicle is doing a 3-point turn sometime in here. Let's see if we can hear anything. I mean, I can actually hear a different sort of, like an engine in the background. It's just really quiet. Well, Well, didn't you hear it, Juju Bean? I mean, you should have nailed it that time. I am being nice. I'm just teasing you. Come on. I think it's funny. I think it's funny. You know what? I can't disprove that it was doing a U-turn in the audio that you heard. I can't disprove it. Wait, what time is this? Oh, no. Oh man, this could be insane. Hold on, let me hear this one more time right here, just a second. Ah, I think that's DoorDash right there. I think my theory might be coming to fruition. So he's right there, and then... what do you mean? What do you mean, Juju Bean? No, I was just saying you said it did a U-turn. Okay, you were joking? Okay. Yeah, he's coming back. He's just done the 3-point turn at Queen and King right there. Oh, it was. Oh, yeah. Was that Jenna? Then you said that you work on cars. I'm gonna get you, Juju Bean. I'm gonna get you. Timothy, it's all good. I'm playing back at him. And then we got Jenna up here. Sorry. You know what? You know what's weird right there, you guys? That little beep sound that he makes. I actually think, I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but I think he was honking at a little rabbit on the ground there. Because when I drove by there, these little bunnies, like twice, would run across right at that exact spot where he is right there. And he went, eh. Yeah, because a little bunny was walking there. Like almost out of instinct. Even though that sounds absolutely ludicrous, I actually think that's a possibility. Because I honked the same, I went, eh, because this little stupid little bunny was running there. You don't have to worry about who the clown is. Hey, thank you, Ron Hendricks. Thank you. And we got Shannon, Becky, Dixie, Kathy, Magnetic. All gifted memberships. Yeah, because it would just be an instinct. Like I said, Joanne, when I was driving there, it was late at night too. And I just out of instinct go, eh, because there was a little rabbit right in the front of the road right there. I mean, why else would he do that? That's his car honking, right? I mean, obviously, he's right there. So it's like, why did he honk? So let's do that again. Here it is, watch. So right around in this area. And so here's something interesting to look at. See the lights here? Can you see them up there? Watch when I move it fast. What are the lights doing? What are the lights doing right there? All right, so this is the way these investigators look at stuff. What are the lights doing in this picture? Come on, tell me what they're doing. Okay, I'm forward, forward, forward. What are they doing? What are the lights doing? Come on, you guys. Let's get some answers. No. What are the... I mean, what's the... what do the lights seem to be doing? I mean, physically on the screen, what are the lights doing? Nope, nope. What are the lights doing physically on the screen? Nope, nope, nope. What are they doing on the screen? Just look at the flat screen. What are they doing? Okay, this is forward. Forward. What are they doing? Okay, Jenna's closer. What do you mean this is hard? Look at, they're going down, right? You see that? Look at, they're at the top of the screen, right? They're going down. Do you see what I'm saying? They're going down right there, right? Do you see it? Look at, they're going down. Now put your answers in super chats. Now what is it? I'm just kidding. Too bad, man. That would have been like $300 right there. Look at it. They're going down. Look at the screen. They're going down, 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 down. Do you see what I'm saying? Look at. They're going down right there. All right, so now that you see that, now check this out. So what investigators can tell by looking at that would be, you go over here, and let me move up to that spot right here. Now look at this. The car is moving, the headlights are coming up, and the headlights are angled up now, and they're hitting the top of the trees over here. And then right now, as the car makes its way up to the flat portion, they level out and start beaming forward. Can I get a boom? All right, that's exactly what they look at. And I'm telling you that in that video right there, you can tell that at this moment, the car is just going up to the top of that hill and then flattening out, and then it's going to make its way down that direction. All right? And that's almost exactly right. Look at that. 17 seconds. Lights are back there. Down. And he's hauling ass, by the way, on this one. And that's him, right? I mean, he's the one that honked the horn right there. Right? He's the one that honked that horn. And there's no doubt about it. Right? So, like, why did he honk that horn? Well, because there was a freaking rabbit there. I mean, I was there in December, and the damn rabbit ran around. It's crazy. So that is what they look at, stuff like that. Now, he was hauling ass on that turn. So let's go ahead and we'll just put another pin here, because let's take a look at one of the other times. So like at 3:38. Let's see how long. These are slower. So that one took only about 7 seconds. So here's another one. So now we see the lights going down. So right there, how long does it take this car? 55, 38, 57. Wow, that took 11 seconds that time. Much slower. What do you mean you got it wrong? You have to send super chats for getting anything wrong. You guys were close. You guys were saying turning. I mean, you know, technically, like, the lights are sort of turning down, you know, like, I guess nothing's really turning. I'm trying to be nice, but it's just the headlights are going down because the car is going up a hill, and then when it comes to a flat area, the headlights seemingly move downwards. And that's the same thing that they were doing, by the way, when he does the U-turn. You know when he does the 3-point turn back here, and then he goes back out, down, the headlights hit 1119 King Road as it's going down, and that's what made them think that it turned around or stopped or did that kind of thing. That's what they were looking at, the movements of the lights on those buildings over there. I mean, that's pretty clever on their part. Right. Yeah, look at all these. That's crazy. Look at all of these pins that we got for car sounds. Look at that. Can you guys see all this? It's nuts. So let's go back over here again. Actually, that's much earlier. Let me get... There we go. Thank you, Deidre Gambrel. I mean, see, on this channel, we get into like the really like the details and the like the minutia thing that prove a point, you know. And so I think that's. I mean, I don't like talking about things that aren't related and trying to figure out those things. Those are the things that really bother me. But if they're connected to the case, like I don't care. Like if you don't think that Dylan Mortensen or Bethany Funk are part of the homicides, then you shouldn't care why it took them so long. Like, you know, that to call 911 at 8 in the morning, or not 8 in the morning, like 11 in the morning, but they went to sleep at 4 or 5 in the morning, 4:35, something like that. Or maybe they didn't really go to sleep. They just didn't want to know the truth. But the thing is does it help figure out the case to try to figure out why Dylan and Bethany didn't call 911? The answer is no, it doesn't. So why spend hours and hours and hours and hours trying to figure that out? It's meaningless. So right now, this vehicle has just turned, and let me just tell you where it is. It's right, it has just turned, and the vehicle is even further than that. It's almost like getting closer. Right here, it's turned already, and it's heading this direction. Whether it stopped there, I think on the final pass, it either stopped here or down below near the parking area again to have easy access to get the hell out of there. So now we listen, and we got to move it forward. Now there's a person that runs by at some point, and everybody goes, "Oh, that guy!" People live there, you guys. Well, let's keep listening to this part. So he's turning. Right now, the lights hit 1127. It's almost like you can still hear the humming of the engine of that vehicle. Like even right there, little kind of. And then he's like stopped. See, that's where I got the 4:08 time frame. Oh, it's really steep there. I've been there. That's just, it's like a 30, 40, almost a 35, 40 degree angle back here. So right now, you know, I mean, this is what's so weird about this portion here is like he's probably doing blood spatter mitigation out by his car. I'll speed it up. I mean, you guys just want to listen to the 9 minutes, 8 minutes or so, and just see what we hear at the same slow pace. Right here. That sounds like a car somewhere driving around. That's not his though. I mean, technically it's possible he's still driving around, but he's not seen on camera because he's right in that little area. So, I mean, that could be more movement that he's doing because it's still within the time frame. I think he entered the house at 4:10, but I don't think he'd be moving around. He needs to get into the house. That sounds like car right there too, doesn't it? So I can hear a car kind of in the background, kind of hitting gears. Yeah, we got 15 channel memberships. It'd be cool to get 20. I'm just trying to make up for, I mean, we're just barely getting close to where I would normally donate the 5. But if we get 5 more, then we'll have 20. Then I'll make it 25. And then we add earlier show, and then we have a decent day, right? If not, I'll do the 5 anyways. Just some kind of a goal. Did you hear that whistle? It was like he was looking. He was calling somebody. Did you hear that? Ah, these people. So right now, you're listening to audio coming from right back here, and right now there's people being killed in this house right there. It's weird to just think about it like that. Audio from right there, and people are being killed right there. No, I don't know what kind they were driving, but I know she was driving a truck of some sort when she was pulled over. Maybe she owned the same vehicle. Don't know. Thank you, Jessica Schubach. You're still there, Juju Bean? We used to have somebody named Juju Positive. They used to come here all the time. And I always flipped her crap. Maybe that's what made me think of doing that. I don't hear anything right currently. Thanks, Dixie Hippie. Just 3 more of those. Yep. So right now he's probably in Madison Mogan's bedroom. Xander Kronodal's making her way up the stairs like my animation has in it. You know, and something's going on with that. Now he's following her down the stairs. I'm on your side too, Juju Bean. Because they were wasted, M10. Oh, there's a car. I hear a car right there. That's the car. mean, wouldn't it be interesting if that's her, the DoorDash that just sat there the whole time, and then, I mean, wouldn't this be crazy if she sat there until, and even past 4:08 when she's in her car, lights are off, doesn't want to wake up the people she's delivering to, and sees him park, do the blood spatter mitigation, and go into the house? Wouldn't that be incredible? If she saw all of that and then saw him go down and then around, and then at some point she takes off. And that's her right there. Wouldn't that be crazy if that's her car leaving at this point? I mean, is it? I don't know if anybody out there is a DoorDash driver, but is it outlandish to deliver something and wait in your, sit in your car for 10 or 15 minutes, just kind of, checking on emails, doing whatever? I hope that's the reality. This doesn't, I'm not going to work it in. I mean, look at another vehicle. I mean, that's just. Three more to go, you guys. 3 more to go. I know. Where would you go? Just drive and park on a street somewhere? Or? Yeah. I don't know what that means, Dixie hippie. You don't hear the scream in here. You hear it in that. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, I forgot it's like at 3:17 and 58 seconds or so. Let's see if we can hear something like that. 3:17 and late 3:17, you hear like a thud and things like that. So just start listening for that at 3:17 to 3:18, and during that time frame is where the 1112 camera picked it up. Speeding it up. I meant 4:17. Yeah, sorry. Now between 4:17 and 4:18. Obviously, since we look at the clock at the top here and it's 4:17, 4:16 now. Man, you know what's amazing, you guys? I get like if I say the wrong, like stutter and say the wrong thing, I get like absolutely creamed on my channel. But when you're the clown or the UK dipshit, you can have an entire show where you say nothing that's true, and everybody goes, "Wow! Wow, this is great, yeah!" I'm glad that you guys hold me to a higher standard. I can't even flub up in a sentence. Alright, let's see. I think that's a vehicle somewhere in the background. You know what's weird is now that you know you're in the 317, can you hear it? Like, is there a dog barking in the background? Just barely. Almost like you hear that right there, like a. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's me thinking I'm hearing something, but it's like just barely in the background. Just sort of, you know, it's weird. See that? It's weird. I mean, I think I actually hear that dog barking in this one. It's weird, and there's like a. I never thought I could hear that before, but let me see. I can see that right in there. Right there again. And then twice, it went, like that time. You guys hear that? Listen to that. That's crazy. Okay, now let's move it somewhere else. Do we still hear it? I just want to pretend. Now, pretend this is the same time frame. Do you hear a dog barking? No. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. That is wild. That dog, you can hear it. Because I just played something at a different time, and that sound is not there. This little faint sound. Wow, that's kind of earth-shattering almost. I mean, it's wild. Listen to that. See, we're in the 417 minute now. God, I'm gonna mark it down. Let's mark these time frames down. I think I heard one even right there. At the fifth, not even in the 417 minute. Okay, that one right there. I think I'm gonna get rid of the last one. I just want to do ones that I know. Okay, I'm not going to mark it. I just know it's right in this time frame. That's a vehicle. I don't know. Do you guys still hear it? I mean, it's weird. It's just kind of weird. Well, no, but I don't know if we're hearing things. So if you go over here to a time where it's not that time, listen. I don't hear those same little cadence. It's really faint, but it's like, you know, I mean, I don't want to imitate a dog barking, but hey, you guys, we just need 3 more channel memberships, though. All right, we're almost there. We're almost to the finish line. Can the freaks do it? Who's gonna do it? See, there's no, that sound is not in that area, but now when we go here, watch this. Right there. Do you hear that in the background? That little, yeah, I mean, that really, right there. I mean, I'm not trying to be overly dramatic, but right here, coming up. Right there. Right there. Wow, it's weird too, because when you go back to another part, you can't hear that same thing. Yeah, and there's actually a couple that are louder than the others as well. Alright, so right in here. What happens if we make this uncomfortably loud in this area, but can you hear it better? Or I'll make it like 5 more decibels louder. Let's see. Nothing. Maybe right there. Maybe right there. Let me go back up in here. Ah, you guys aren't going to do the 3 more, right? I'll do it. I'll do it. I had hope. Like I still hear the dog barking over there. Like it's, and then let's see if it stops barking at a certain point. Which I think was right then. I mean, all of a sudden, and see, that is exactly the time. Look at that. At 4:18 and 30 seconds, exactly the amount of time, like right around the time, I was saying right around 4:18 he left the house. The dog stops barking. And then he sits at the car for 2 minutes doing blood spatter mitigation, 2 minutes and 30 seconds or so, and then he drives away at a high rate of speed. Hey, thanks, M10! Look at that, I was just heading over to donate the 5 memberships myself. Hold on. I'm like just getting to where you talk about America moment, not Iran. I've never thought of it that way. America moment. I don't know what you mean. What are you referring to, Roger? I don't remember saying that sentence, but hey, if I change your mind, very cool. Very kind, M10. Thank you. You're always so nice. All right, and there we go. I really appreciate you guys helping out, supporting the channel tonight. We keep losing the internet connection. I want to know what Roger is referring to. I'm late. I'm just getting to where you talk about America moment. America moment. I don't know what that means. But anyways. Do you guys know what that one means? All right. Look at that. We're at 28 memberships tonight. Some bought their own, and well, most of them were. Who's this LH? Is this somebody trying to be me? All right, so we're at 418.37. That little, let's see. Yeah, you don't hear that, whatever that was, the barking sound. I think you can hear the barking. Yeah, that's another vehicle right there. Uh-huh. Not Iran. I don't know. I still don't understand what your wording meant, but hey, thank you. We're getting really close. He drives away at a high rate of speed at 420 and 47 seconds. Yeah, it's not loud. It's really faint, but you definitely hear it because even when you move it to another time frame, you can't hear those same little, and it sounds like exactly how a dog barks. You know what I bought? Oh man, do we have that somewhere? If I could just get the audio. I mean, if we could find the exact time frame that dog bark and then match it up with this, we'd know for certain because they have it on camera. Or I mean, they have it on that special that was on. Let's see. Do I have Dateline in here? Hold on. That's all we need is just that one little clip. No. Ah, man. I hate when it's just hard to find right away every time. I have a folder. I think it might be the May 9th. That could be in there. No, that's the Koberger picture one, so it might be the day before. No, that was the day before the special. Although, what day was the special at? Anybody remember? Alright, hold on a second. Dateline, dog, bark, thud, video. No, that doesn't, stupid. Idaho. Jeez, the whimpering. Okay. Man, I'm gonna have to go back and get that video. Okay, this is the audio.
I'm about to play you the audio that Dave.
Hold on.
It's based on the Reck forces close to
Okay, I'll be able to tell you.
target to investigate. being stabbed. Sounds. A dog began to bark.
See, that's what it sounds like. God, but they cut off the freaking the time for code that was on there.
As if something was wrong.
Why would you do that?
Then multiple sources go.
Ah, God. Unbelievable. Okay, let's see if it's on this one.
In this house,
Oh,
just
here we go.
the murders. With evidence, her cell phone, her daughter.
We'll start to grieve.
Prosecution. I think the Paranormal students that he
Murders. Details of connected to a cell. Those of what I know seen. The question of law with Kohlberger.
prosecution. The jury you find in full report tomorrow night. All new.
Logan came from people with driven by Brian Kohlberger making repeated passes in July, just after he moved the woman who regarding the surgery, and records showing the details of what.
Oh man, that's not the one. Anybody see it out there? What's the time exactly on that camera? Because I have it. I just can't find the clip. I'm gonna have to go back and re-record all that stuff. Oh, there it is. There it was. And guess what? They cut off this. God, are you kidding me? Look at this right here. 417 and then colon blocked off. What a joke. I mean, these people, they don't realize what's...
A dog began to bark.
What? Okay, that's at 417.50 something. They have it at 317.50 something. So let's go to there. Hey, thanks, Lanky Tour. 317.50. Let's listen. I don't know. I didn't really. I could barely hear something that maybe sounded like one. I can't tell though. Gosh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the special again and get all that. Make sure we have that. Thanks, Lanky Tor. All right, so let's go to the very end here. So there's sound right there. So real soon here, in probably the next 10 seconds, we should hear, maybe hear something. Just depends. How did I say 317 again? Yeah, I'm not doing it. I just, my brain's fried. Every time I do so many shows, reading too many different things. And yes, 417, you guys, all right? See, like right there, he's heading away at a high rate of speed. You can't hear it. Now let's just keep listening for a second. Here's what I'm trying to... I'm also trying to figure out this. So here's where the apartment building is. Now, back here, the vehicle drives. And I'm wondering if sometimes, see the sound could make it right through there, right through that spot. Now let's see if we go right there even. Oh jeez. So right through there apparently. I wonder why they blocked that off. Weird. Oh man, I keep sneezing. Jesus. But I'm wondering, when the car comes by here, can you hear it there? Even though it's on the other side of the building. It opens straight to there, and it's actually high. So I don't know. I'm not sure how to look at that. So that time would probably be something like, let's see, at 4:21:05. So maybe 4:21:35, 40-ish. 4:21:40, we might hear something else. Let's see. Okay. I mean, is that possible? Let me look at that again. If you're right there at... Okay, let's just look at this. $4:21:05. The headlights are seen heading southbound. Wow. So it could be, it's earlier than I was thinking. So at 4:21:05 here, how long do you think it would take just to drive that distance and then make it to right here? Do you think you could do that? And I mean, I guess I've driven that. Okay, let's do it right here. Oh man, this is perfect. Wait, we just did that earlier on the video. All right, you guys ready? So this is what we get to do on this channel, not the lame ass shit that you see every place else. All right, here we go. So we're gonna look at this, and here we are. We're driving up there right now in this video. Behind, there's the 1122 King Road. There's 1112 King Road. We just passed 1127 and 1119. And okay, so right there. Let's go to, we got to go back to this spot. So right here is, we're at 29 seconds. All right. So here we go. 29 seconds. I just want to see what time frame. He was going really fast though. So let's just see what I do it in. So we were 29, and then you would turn right here, and then is it right on that? Yeah, look at that. Man, that's crazy. Is that, hold on. Let me see where we're at. Came around, we're right here. So just after turning, when it goes right there, that's the time. So maybe right there. Okay, there's those mailboxes. I think those are them right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That house. Yeah, that's that one. All right, so that time frame is 29, 31, 37 seconds. So if you add that to 5, that would be 42, right? So it'd be 4:20 and 20. Hold on one second. So 4:21 and 42 seconds, driving the slowness that I was doing it. And then what was the pin time that I just gave it? 4:21 and 27 seconds. So that'd be 15 seconds faster. But I think that's how fast he was driving. I mean, he was absolutely hauling ass out of there. So I think that might be him. Driving behind, and that's that audio. I mean, what do you guys think of that? Listen to that. Well, that car sounds like it's hauling ass too, doesn't it? Right, Juju? I mean, could that be the car in the back? See, this is something I've wondered about. Back here, because look where the building is. This is almost the same distance as it is over there, but it's more of a direct line to the building. Look how there's no buildings in the way. It is below the building, but the audio would go straight over here and kind of, you know, there's nothing blocking the audio other than this one side of the building. So could that be the sound that we're hearing? You know, so here we go. Now we're going to do the I know it's kind of late in the show, but this is the part that I wanted to do the whole time. All right, here we go. So we go all the way back to the beginning, and then we go through each one of these. So this is at oh, we got to look at the time up here. 3:29 and 32 seconds. That's the very first audio that we hear. And if you look at this, where did I put it? Right there. 3:29 and 48 seconds. It goes by the Linda Lane camera. That's the other one. So when you look at the map, that is right here, right there, driving by, and that's the camera. And this is a 1330 camera picking up the vehicle driving by right there. And that appears to match what it says right here at 3:29 and 48 seconds. I marked it at 3:29 and 32 seconds, but listen to it. Here it comes. And so that might be when it drove by that camera at 3:29, 48 seconds. And then let's see what the next one is. The next one is 3:30 and 55 seconds. That's the one where it comes back behind here. And so that one matches perfectly. Obviously, you can see it. That's at 3:30:55. And then what's the next one that we have? This one is 3:34:14. So looking at this, that's right in the middle of that. So 3:33:36. Headlights are seen southbound on Wallanta Drive. See, this is so interesting now, because now that time frame, what did we say it was? 37 seconds, right? Let's add 37 seconds to that. What do we got? 3:34 13, right? 3:34:13. Oh my God. 3:34:14. Oh shit. Can I get a boom? I think that's the car behind it. Did you hear that? I mean, look at this. Look at this. That's crazy. I don't know if you know what I was just doing, but look at 3:31 is when it's on. 3:33:36 is what I'm looking at. The headlights are south behind 1119 King Road. We just timed it in my car driving at a normal speed. That's what he was doing at this time frame. You add 37 seconds to 3:33:36, you get 3:34:13, right? Well, look at, that's exactly the time frame the sound is coming from behind. Let's play that again. Oh man, oh geez, that's exactly the same sound that we heard at the end there, isn't it? So that's back here, you guys, right there. I was wondering if that was one of these things. So that's right here. Wow, that's crazy. Man. Unbelievable. If we got to see if the pattern keeps going. I mean, that's insane, right? All right, so let's do the next one. Next one is 334.52. Now, some of these are just other cars, you know. We don't know what they are, or, you know, there's other people moving around from time to time. But let's see, 335.13, it's seen on Paradise Drive, then 338, headlights are seen, it's coming back into the area. However, when it comes back, I think it's possible if we subtract from 338.12, because that's when it's back behind 1119 again. Does anybody know how to, can anybody do that really quick? Subtract 36 seconds from 338.12. Can you do it? I'm guessing we might be able to hear that same car back behind there. What is it? Well, let's just say we did 338.12 minus 36 seconds would be 337.36. 337.36. Let's see. There's one. What's the next one? All right, so that one we don't have. Let's see what happens if we move it into here and see if we can hear something. It's going the other direction though, so I don't know if that matters. And then what's this one sound like? So this one is back there. Wait a minute, is that the one? Hold on a second. This might be the time where it did something else. What's my timeline? So it goes, it's Paradise Drive. 335.13 south, and then it goes vehicle matching description of vehicle 1 continues westbound on okay, that's that crazy one that we don't know what the vehicle was doing. And then at 338.12 headlights are seen northbound on Walenta Drive. So what else is there to do back here though? If you're right there, I mean, I don't know how else he would have had to drive by right there. Wouldn't he? I don't know. It's just, I don't hear him driving by right here at that time. But the last one was absolutely right on the money. So I guess we'll have to wait for the next one, see what happens. Alright, moving forward. Let's go in the other direction though. Maybe that affects the acoustics. And then 339.06, it comes back around here. Definitely, that one's obvious. Then we move forward again to, now we're at 342.50. There's a sound of a vehicle. Where is he at that time? He's in between here. 451 Paradise Ridge Road. And then it's seen, headlights are northbound. See, that's crazy, right? So 345.07, the headlights are seen northbound on Walenta Drive at 1119 King Road, and then southbound again at 347.08. So in between that time, it drove somewhere, but not into the complex. I mean, that's one of the parts that was really always interesting. See how that's a 2-minute window right there? And that's the same 1119 heading northbound. So that means the car was here driving this direction at 345.17 or whatever that said. And then it's driving this way again at maybe it was, yeah, and then 347.08 heading southbound, but it did not enter the complex to be seen on 1112 King Road camera. Isn't that weird? So where did it go? But interestingly, we hear some audio that's right in the middle of that. So that might mean that we hear it out on Taylor Avenue. Let's listen to that. So there it is at that's 342.50. Hold on. So 342.50 would be in between these two. So let's see. Oh, so this might work here. Let's do this one. All right, so at 346, it's at 451 Paradise Drive, Ridge Road, and then it does a U-turn. So what it's doing right here, I guess that other time it was out of sequence. So let's look at it right here. At 3:43:46, the vehicle is right over here, driving in like this, and then does a U-turn, and then heads up this direction. All right, so let's see then, when it's spotted going this direction, does the time that we hear this audio again match again with it passing behind here? Right there. That's this time at 3:42:50. So how many seconds later does it, is it 3:40, I guess it's 40, it does a U-turn, and at 3:45:07, headlights are seen going northbound. So the car just drove really slow. It's crazy. I mean, even just mathematically from there, it's a minute, it's only a minute, well, it's a minute 13, minute 20 to get from where it did the U-turn to being behind 1119 King Road. But if we were subtracting from 3:45:07, 36 seconds, you would be at 3:44:30-ish, 31, 3:44:31. And then this one's at 3:42:50, so I'm trying to figure out, like, where is that? Maybe that's not even a related vehicle. It does the U-turn there. So at 3:41:01, headlights are seen south on Willanta Drive. And then if we add 36 to that, it'd be 3:41:38. And so that's different than that too. So it's just kind of, you know, nobody knows what his vehicle is doing and where it slows down. There's so many times where it's just kind of chilling out, doing something. Let's just play this though and see what happens. I'm speeding it up. Okay. That was one, and then there's another one right after that. That one just sounds like a different type of vehicle. Now let's see this one. 3:46:44. See, if you look at the this spreadsheet here, it's crazy because he's back here. He goes northbound behind 1119 King Road on Willanta Drive. Then he goes southbound at 3:47:08. And then at 3:48, he's doing the U-turn again at Ridge Road. And then at 3:50:27, the headlights are seen again going north behind 1119 King Road. And then at 3:51:26, the headlights are southbound. And then it does it twice in a row southbound, which doesn't make sense. Like, there would have to be another northbound for it to be going southbound. But that's in the documents. So one of these isn't his car, likely. So I guess what we could try to do is figure out, well, now I'm really interested in that sound from behind though, right? So let's see what happens on the last one. Headlights are seen, not that one, let's see. Right here. So at 3:53:36, headlights are seen northbound on Wallanta Drive. And then a vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 is seen southbound on King Road. See, that's another weird oddity. You see that right there? It's 3 minutes from heading northbound on Wallanta Drive before it even entered into the complex. That means that on that third pass, the vehicle drove around like this and sat over here or something for 2.5 minutes or so, then went like this and then came in. However, since we have the time of 3:53:36, I guess at 3:53, yeah, this one's just out of place. I don't think that one's legit. The northbound is right, but at 3:53:36, it's heading north. So at 3:53 flat almost, you should be able to hear the car behind there. Let's see, is there anything like that in here? I'm just doing experiments in here, you guys. I have no idea. There's one at 3:53:17. What does that one sound like? 3:52:41. Man, that matches up with this crazy time right there. Headlights are seen, but that wouldn't be heard on any camera. So let's see, 3:53:36. It's northbound, so 3:53. If we, go the reverse direction, that should be when you could hear it from behind. But we've seen before when it's heading the opposite direction, maybe we can't hear it. Let's see. Let me go to the next one. So that would be 17 seconds slower right there. Yeah. Man, this is pretty crazy, this whole trying to work through this. Headlights are seen north, and then at 3:56:24. So here's what the one I really want to try to figure out is the 4 o'clock and 14 seconds. So see this right here? I mean, that one's interesting because at 4 o'clock and 14 seconds, it's heading the same direction it normally does, but because of the DoorDash driver, all these things in purple are the key fob sounds. But right at 4 o'clock and 14 seconds, it's heading south on Wallanta Drive. And then at 4:01:30, it's heading north on, at 3:59:04, it's heading south on Wallanta Drive. Then key fob, key fob, key fob. And then he's heading back. Like, oh my God, he's checking in on what happened. And he went back that direction. So I don't think he made it far enough to make, to drive over here. I think he did a U-turn here, but I guess we could check it out. Let's see if there was anything around 4. So 4:01:06. What's this one? Man, 4:01:06. And let's see. On the spreadsheet at 4:01. Oh well. So this is interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's exactly right. Well, look at this. So this is nuts. Breaking news! Breaking news, everybody. Look at this. At 4 o'clock and 14 seconds, the headlights are seen northbound on Wallanta Drive. He did not go back into the complex because the DoorDash driver is still there. And then at 4:01:30, it makes it to Ridge Road. However, interestingly, at 4:01:07, which is very similar to let's see. I don't know. It's hard to go back in time. because it's the only time it goes that direction, but you could reverse it. When it came in at 3:29:48, seen on 1320, it was in the complex in 12 plus 34 seconds. It was in the complex driving in, which is a little slower because you pull in and then you're going slower. Now from Willanta Drive, he's on Willanta at later when he doesn't go into the complex again. He drives by at 4 o'clock and 14 seconds heading northbound, but does not go in. And then at 4:01:30, he makes his way all the way around like this. So he goes like this, doesn't go in because the DoorDash is there, drives around all the way around, and is on a camera right here at 4:01:30. So this time, look how crazy this is. 4:01 and 7 seconds is when he's passing the 1320 Linda Lane camera. Here, watch this. So there's his 4:01:06. Listen. So he's right out there on Taylor Avenue. And he drives by, and then 13 seconds after we just saw here, he drove by right there at 4:01:07. And he comes around, and then 4:01:30, he's right there, coming around like that. So that definitely picked him up heading by. So it kind of shows you he doesn't drive by here much. He did it right there. You heard it. So that should be on the 1320 Linda Lane camera, except we don't have that footage. That footage is missing from the online 5-hour version of the footage. But we hear it do it. And we know it did it because it's actually seen on this Ridge Road camera here. Am I even making any sense to anybody? Yeah. Isn't that crazy? All right, then let's go to the any more of these in here. Let's see. Then at 4:02:01 we hear something. That wouldn't be his car. 4:04:51. All right. Now, what is it possible that this is the DoorDash driver leaving? This is what I was interested in. See, remember how I said that the DoorDash driver was probably there before Koberger pulled in for the third pass, even though she said she parked next to him. Maybe that's just she flubbed up. She's already parked there. She got in at, I think we had a different time. Let's go back a little bit. So maybe one of these right here. So here's one at 3:55:38. Let's see. Or that's not the time. 3:55:44. So is that her driving by the Linda Lane 1320 camera, right? It's right there, 3:36-ish, right? So she doesn't get to the parking spot till 3:56:30. And does it seem reasonable that in 2.5 minutes it might take to then deliver the meal, right? So is that the DoorDash driver coming in? All right, then we got the next one. This is, so if you go back and you look at that, 3:55:44, and then the next one is 3:56:40, that is the DoorDash driver, because it doesn't take that long to get back here. All right. See, that's a minute. So maybe we can compare that to the other, the 3:29 one. Let's go back to there. So you guys get what I'm doing here? This is 3:56:45. Let's go back to the 3:29 and get the time frame and see if it's similar. All right, so let's go to the, this is right here. We'll start the clock when it gets to like 3:29:40 something, because that's when it passes Linda Lane. Let's start it later. So it's like more like right there, 3:30, 3:29:43. And so yeah, I don't know. Then I guess that now I don't know, because that's 3:30:55 now. So that was 1:10, and the DoorDash driver, the one I'm saying is the DoorDash driver, could actually be him, because it's even less time, right? Because we go over here. $3:55:44. So pretend that that's Linda Lane. Then the next one is 3:56:40. Yeah, and see, that's almost the same, 1:10. So weird, that's weird, man, Jesus. I mean, the truth is that, I mean, it could have been, you know, I don't know, man. I just don't know. What does that have to do with anything, Joanne? Is that irrelevant to... Let's see. No, she wouldn't have thought the other car was BK, because she, like I said in my video, the lights would have had to have been on and somebody moving for her to even notice or give a damn about it. And no, none of the roommates had a white car there. Okay. So after it did the third pass, when it left, yeah, so, wow, that sound that we're hearing right now, 3:58:26. What car is that? See, at 3:58:42, when you look at the timeline, 3:58:42, it's westbound and turns north. There's a vehicle that's already, 19 seconds earlier was, heading north, and then it's seen at 3:59:04 on 1119, behind 1119 King Road. So I don't know what vehicle that could be that we hear. I mean, is that the DoorDash? It can't be the DoorDash, because she hasn't even delivered the damn food yet. So that's just another vehicle then. Unless we say that's the DoorDash driver. If that's the case, then that's absolutely not... well, it can't be the DoorDash driver, because that car is way out on Taylor Avenue at 3:58:49, and she's already delivered it at 3:59. No, that's good for you, Lanky Tor, but it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, she's saying, did the DoorDash driver see a white car in the parking lot and think that was Kohberger? Well, the only way she would think it was Kohberger is if there was somebody with lights on moving around, because if a car was just parked there casually, you wouldn't even notice it. You would go, yeah, I don't even remember. I was just delivering a meal. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. She saw something where there was a person in a car. I mean, it's obvious. I think it's clear, right? I mean... and this is when it's driving. Yeah, so this makes sense. This is exactly when we should hear a car out on the Taylor Avenue near the 1320 Linda Lane Camera Street. Linda Lane out there. Because this is where it's going, and then it does it drives by the Ridge Road camera, and that's when they get the image of the license plate. This one here, this is not associated. Although it could be. I mean, like, any one of these could be the DoorDash driver leaving. See, look at it. But it wasn't a bad thought there, though, Joanne. I see what I get what you're asking. But I'm just giving you my honest reply that she would have only noticed something like when she pulled in, if there was activity. Like, she probably didn't remember there was a Jeep and these other 4 vehicles. She couldn't name any of those. But for him, she could because she saw him. Let's see. 40451. See, this one's sort of interesting. Is this the DoorDash driver leaving right now, or is this the white Elantra coming in? Because just 25 seconds later, see, that one seems like a better chance that that's the DoorDash, because it's such a close time frame, where none of the other ones we have that similar closeness. So if we go back 451, so maybe that's the DoorDash driver out on Taylor Avenue. Was there something else a little bit back here that we missed? Hold on. I don't know, man. I don't know. So that actually sounds like the car turning from King to Queen, the Elantra. Driving by now. I think it's possible at this point that the DoorDash driver is still sitting there. This is what I was telling you guys in the video the other day. At 4:05, I guess it's right here at 4:05 and 31 seconds behind, but 4:04:56. That's when it enters into the area. So I guess we can look at that. That's interesting, right? Because let's go back. Not that one. So 4:04:51. And they say it enters into the complex at 4:04:56. So, I mean, that definitely could be that one. However, I don't know if we can hear it while it's entering the complex, or just even 4 seconds before King Road, right? We hear it when it drives by Linda Lane, but not when it is entering into the King Road area. And that's exactly when that'd be, because if you look at this, see the time on the screen is 4:04:51, but right here it's 4:04:56. A vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 is seen southbound on King Road. So why are we hearing whatever vehicle this is? I mean, it's interesting because I said it sounded like it's turning from King to Queen, and that's exactly what it's doing. Sounding like at exactly the time it's supposed to. So You know, that's crazy. So now I guess we have to go back in time to check other ones. So we've got this 404.56. It's turning, but he's going quicker. That's why we hear this sound. 404.56. Vehicle 1 there coming in. So what's another time right here? 3:38:34. Do we have anything like that? Hold on. Let's go back. So 3:39:06. We should have something at 3:38:34-ish that sounds similar to what we just heard. Now, see, there it is right there, but man, you can't hear it. Isn't that weird? Jeez. I feel like if it's driving slow, you can just kind of turn and you don't hear it. But when you're really kind of going around, it creates a whole different sound. And so that's what's difficult here. That's why it's important to have the 1112 King Road camera, etc. But anyways, I think this camera does pick up audio from behind it. Two of them match really well, like when it's leaving again. So let's say when it's leaving at a high rate of speed at 420. Let's go to the one that it seemed like. Is it that one, or is there one before it? That's that one. 4:21 and 27 seconds. And then when we look at this at 4:20 and 47 seconds, it's heading out at a high rate of speed. And that means 40 seconds later, and then it's seen at 4:21:05. And then if you add 36 seconds to that, as I drove it, it'd be 4:21:41. And this one's 4:21:27 because he's hauling ass around the corner. Let's see. Keep coughing, sneezing, and all kinds of stuff going on. Anyways, I don't know. I think it was pretty interesting. Some of the stuff lines up. Some of it's hard to hear. I think we did hear dog barking, though, amazingly. That was weird. No? Let's try it. Let's listen to that one last time. Right around 4:17, coming into here. Right there. In the background, you guys hear that? Because over here you don't hear that. Watch. Nothing. Nothing like that at all. But you come over here, and all of a sudden, there is like this faint. Oh man, my brain's fried. Okay, anyways. Yeah, you know what's weird? When I'm in the zone, the super chats quit coming in, Sandy. It's amazing. Anyways, tonight was okay. We did all right. We got to the goal, and we were able to donate the 5 memberships, etc. That was pretty cool. But anyways, that was pretty interesting. You know? Yeah. So mean, Lanky Tor. Yeah. Oh yeah, hold on, let me see. I was gonna do a spin here. What do we have? We had Suz F back then. Got Lanky Tor. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we had Ron Hendricks. We had M10 again. Thanks, M10. Very kind. Dixie Hippie. Jessica Schubach. Oh, man. Jesus. Deidre. I think I got her. Maybe one more extra. I get Walker in there. Walker. Wisdom. Michelle H. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get everybody in there. Let's see. And then we had Sandy. And we had Lisa V. And we had wasn't it Ted Bundy again? Or was it Paulette? Yeah. Paulette did. Alright, there we go. Let's try to do, if I missed anybody, sorry about that. It was kind of hard to do the show and get everybody in there at the same time. I ran out of those blue pens though. Still have the notebooks, the stress ball, and it comes with a pen and the poker chip. Alright, here we go. Who's gonna win? Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Hey, it looks like Wisdom. Alright, Wisdom. You gotta send yourself a send me an email with your address and name and everything, and I'll ship it off whenever the heck I get around to doing it. Alright, anyways, thank you guys very much. Did you guys find the show interesting? I thought it was kind of cool to try to do the full thing. I might have to go and analyze it a little bit further just to... It's pretty weird though. It's like, you know, I think if you're driving slower, you don't get the same acoustics and audio sounds that come in. When you go fast, you definitely hear stuff. So it's like, you know, that changes things quite a bit. But anyways, thank you all very much for being here tonight. Thanks Roger S. at the buzzer there. I really appreciate it. Pretty interesting show, that I think, though. I'll put the link to that Quora thing in the, where Koberger was answering questions for people in probably like in a comment under the video. I'll post, what do you call it? Feature it or pin it. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Really appreciate it. You know, maybe tell other people about the show. It's kind of crazy where we get like 250 people when the nut job psychos who cover the case get like 700 or 800 people, and they're terrible. It's absolutely amazing. It just shows you how depraved our society is at this point. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Really appreciate it. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Greg is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector.
Fool deflector, interceptor, and I mean a little speckle with a vector.
On his pector, with all respect, y'all. Just remember I've a temper fucking check. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send you pieces of shit got to the jury to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody. Talk